That is music in from the weekend, Blinding Lights, right here on Y98.7. MJ with you. It is now 3 minutes past the 1 o'clock hour. It's time for some TIL Today I Learned. And today I learned that it's actually a thing called Tell a Fairy Tale Day. You know, fairy tales, myths, stories, old, new, that kind of thing. A lot of people love them. They've been with us throughout time. But as I was doing research for this topic, I actually found out that a lot of our favorite fairy tales didn't actually end the way that we thought they did. For example, everyone knows the story about Snow White, right? Like, she gets lost, she ends up living with 7 dwarfs, which is kind of crazy in and of itself. But the original ending has Snow White marrying her Prince Charming and them living happily ever after. Turns out Snow White and her prince actually invited the evil queen to their wedding, and then they forced her to put on hot iron shoes and made her dance until she died. Yeah, I know, that's a really creepy ending. The Little Mermaid, everyone loves that one, right? Well, in The Little Mermaid, the original version of the fairy tale, it's not that Ariel marries a prince and they go off and have a great life. Actually, Ariel dies and she turns into sea foam. I kid you not. Got kids around, you might want to block their ears because this is a this is a lot to take. In Rapunzel, so we're made to believe that Rapunzel and her Prince Charming, they get married, they go off, they live this great life. Turns out in the original version of the fairy tale, the prince tosses himself off the tower after he found out that Rapunzel had died, but he gets saved by a bush but ends up going blind. Yeah, that's not the kind of bedtime story you want to tell your kids at all. And it's not just that. It's not just the ones where we've kind of changed the endings throughout time. It's also the ones where the endings remain the same, but they're kind of questionable. Like in Beauty and the Beast, we learn about this beautiful young lady. She moves into a castle, a beast is there, and somehow, you know, they turn out to be a match made in heaven. But looking at it through the eyes of 2021, I mean, we gotta admit it's really weird she got taken hostage in a castle by a beast, right? I think we can all agree to that. And then other stories where we never really get the ending, like the Pied Piper. He plays his little pipes and takes the kids off, but nobody ever says what happened to those kids. And I'm really, really freaking out about it right now. And finally, in Hansel and Gretel. So we learn about them. Their parents leave them in the woods, which is bad enough. But then we learned that the witch wants to eat them. Like, that is crazy. Instead of her eating them, they toss her in the oven and she dies. And that is the bedtime story that we tell our kids. I know it's crazy, but we do all love fairy tales. So don't let this get you distracted. Continue to love your fairy tales. Just remember, you got to write your own happy endings.